And you brought up two very important issues that a lot of people are concerned with. The first being healthcare, and the second being foreign affairs, and of which that falls under the Gaza, Israel, the genocide that's essentially happening against the innocent people in Palestine. I know you're running against an incumbent. Where does she stand in these two issues in particular?
So her incumbency advantage, my opponent, was lost when the district was redrawn. 80% of the demographic of the district changed. The district is us, Zain. It's our family. It's our people, right? There's almost 45 mosques in this district. It's one of the largest Palestinian populations, right? It's unacceptable to me that my opponent refuses to call for a ceasefire, is proudly endorsed by AIPAC, the Israeli lobby, by the DMFI. They're spending thousands of bucks against me because I stand for one simple thing: humanity, human rights. I think it's unacceptable she won't call for a humanitarian ceasefire. She's openly touting that endorsement, and I think it's disrespectful, and quite frankly, I think it's out of touch with the new constituency. And for us, as young Muslim Americans and people of other faiths, people who believe in the Palestinian cause, who believe in Palestinian liberation, who believe in fundamental human rights. We believe in fundamental human rights, an end to the occupation, an end to apartheid, an end to Israeli crimes committed against innocent men, women, and children. We believe that there needs to be a free Palestine. There needs to be freedom of movement. There needs to be there needs to be an end to an occupation. And quite frankly, that will not happen as long as we let sitting Congress people like my opponent Fletcher stay in Congress.
And when it comes to issues aside from foreign affairs, I think you've made your stance pretty clear that you stand with the Palestinians, you stand for an end to this, to the violence, calling for a ceasefire. When it comes to issues that people in Houston, whether they're Muslim, non-Muslim, issues like healthcare, issues like homelessness, issues like affordability of a home, a lot of people are moving to Houston and seeing that they're concerned with, am I ever going to be able to buy a home? These issues are at the forefront of not just Houstonians, but you're essentially going to represent the rest of America in Congress as well. So how do you differ in your beliefs in those avenues when it comes to, in comparison to your opponent?
Our campaign is different, Zain. We don't take a cent of lobbyist money. We don't take a dime of corporate money, not even a penny from any special interest groups. I don't respond to Wall Street. I don't respond to AIPAC. I don't respond to oil companies. I don't respond to the real estate lobby. This is a campaign for the people. It's a grassroots campaign. I believe it to be an ethical and, alhamdulillah, halal campaign. Right? Well, people powered, and the way this country changes is we get people elected who represent you and not big money. Right? So the way we differ is, quite frankly, this is the richest country on earth. No one should be sleeping on the street. Private equity companies, real estate developers should not be funding your politicians, so they write policy that benefits them. We need immediate public housing assistance. We have a low supply of housing in this country. Your average college graduate is burdened with debt. They go into the job market. That job market still does not allow them a salary to purchase a home. Right? Home prices have skyrocketed because of the shortage of housing. That's unacceptable to me. We need national policy that can immediately relieve people of that student debt. We need national policies that can tackle egregious wealth inequality. This is the richest country on earth. But still, 1% of the population owns more wealth than the other 90%. 20 families own as much wealth as almost 80% of Americans. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are building rocket ships to space, while me and you, if we drive 5 miles from here, we have people sleeping on the streets. I find that to be unacceptable. That's not the America my dad came to. That's not the American dream. The American dream is unattainable for so many, and our job is to not help political donors. It's not to help billionaires. It's not to help lobbies. It's not to help corporations. Our job is to make life easier, right, for those who don't have much. That's what our deen teaches, right? Our Islam teaches us that we have to look after those who have nothing, right? If we see a problem, we solve the problem. If we see a problem, we don't turn away from it. If we see injustice, we don't run away from it. We run towards it. And that's why I run this campaign, because I think it's important to give a voice to the voiceless. I think it's important that people believe that change can happen. I still believe that change can happen. My dad came here with $5 in his pocket in 1979. He drove a cab, he washed dishes, he drove a forklift, he drove an Uber. You know, and here I am, Mohammed Pervez, running for U.S. Congress. I think anything is possible, and I want people to believe change is possible as well.
And I really do hope that the change is possible with you and your campaign.